I like spending time with you like this. Just the two of us and no one else. It's so peaceful here. No one will bother us. By the way, remember you asked me to tell you something scary? I just remembered a story I heard recently. I think you'll like it. I'll try to hold back and not scare you too much. So, listen carefully. I heard an interesting story from Abraxas of Slytherin recently. You know him, tall, blonde hair. He told it a few nights ago in the common room when we were sitting up late. Malfoy swears it's true. And that his grandfather personally knew the man this story is about. So the story begins about 50 years ago, when there was a student at Hogwarts. Abraxas said his name was Edmund, just an ordinary Ravenclaw student. Nothing special about him. He did well in school, didn't have many friends, but he never bothered anyone. But he had one particular habit. He loved walking around the castle at night when everyone else was asleep. He liked exploring secret rooms, abandoned corridors, places where students usually didn't go. You know, many of us probably do the same, but he was especially persistent about it. Kind of like how we're breaking the rules right now, sitting here in the forest. So one day, it was sometime in the middle of winter, when the castle is especially dark and cold, he found a door he had never seen before. Imagine that. He had explored the entire castle, from top to bottom, knew every secret passage, every hidden room, and yet suddenly, he finds a new door. It was old, covered in a thick layer of dust, and the handle had darkened with age. The door was locked, but he knew a few spells that helped him open it. He used the Alohomora spell and stepped inside. Behind the door was a room that clearly hadn't been visited in many years, and the whole room was full of mirrors, large, small, in all kinds of frames. But these weren't ordinary mirrors, my dear. In each mirror, he saw himself, but every reflection was different. It wasn't just a distortion, you understand. In one mirror, he saw himself as an old man with grey hair and wrinkles, as if 30 years had passed. In another, he looked ill, pale, thin, with dark circles under his eyes. In a third, he was lying in a coffin, dressed in a black suit, hands folded on his chest. He wanted to look away from that mirror, but he couldn't, as if something was forcing him to keep looking. And in the last mirror, the biggest one, he saw himself exactly as he was in that moment, young, healthy, in his school uniform. But there was something strange about that reflection, something that made him uneasy. His reflection moved on its own, just a little behind his real movements, and sometimes it even did things he himself didn't do. He tried to leave, of course. Any sane person would have been scared and wanted to get out of that place as quickly as possible. Edmund turned toward the door, but somehow it had locked itself. He tugged at the handle, tried the same spells that had helped him enter, but nothing worked. The door seemed to have fused with the frame, and then he heard a voice behind him, quiet but distinct, a voice that sounded exactly like his own. He turned around slowly and saw that his reflection in the last mirror was staring straight at him, not mimicking his movements. The reflection smiled, a chilling smile he knew he had never made himself. And then his reflection in the last mirror spoke, using his voice. "Want to switch places?" the reflection said. "You live, and I'm just a copy. I'm tired. Let me live." Edmund refused, but the mirror didn't give up. He got out of there when the door opened on its own at dawn, but afterward he started to notice strange things. His reflection in ordinary mirrors lagged behind. Sometimes it moved a moment later, sometimes it looked the wrong way, and it wasn't just him who noticed. His friends saw it too. Maybe he exaggerated a little, but Abraxas swears he saw that Edmund around the castle recently. He described him, tall, grey-haired, thin, wearing an old-fashioned cloak. I've seen him a couple of times too. He just passed by, as if fading into the air, though that could just be a coincidence. Don't be afraid, my love. I'm right here with you. No reflection will harm you. Deal. Besides, everything becomes more interesting when you're around, even sitting by the fire in the Forbidden Forest. Though, after that story, I'm a little creeped out myself. If my reflection ever stops copying my movements, I think I'll just close my eyes. That really is the best thing. Peace, the scent of pine, firelight, and you. We don't need any reflections, especially not near the Dark Lord. Isn't that right, my love? Now sleep if you can. The forest watches, the fire burns low, and I'll be right here, right beside you.